What do you choose to create in your life? Hey, it's Lenny Wennerstrom, and I am here to help you to find your purpose. It's really fun when you have your purpose. I don't know if it's always fun, but it's meaningful, and it gives you meaning, and it gives you direction with where you want to go. That's what your purpose does, which is your overarching mission in life, your purpose. So we just call it a mission. Why are you here? What do you want to do? How do you want to do that? What do you want to see when you get to the end of your life? And look back and say, that's what I did. There's nothing I would change, nothing I would go back and redo. That's pretty much how it would be really nice to think about that, so that you know you're going straight ahead, that boat that is with a rudder that says, I know what my purpose is, and this is how I am serving others with it and enjoying what I am doing in life, rather than the drudgery of living life unhappy. So one of the ways that I help you to find your purpose, I use Dr. Shad Helmstedter's book, 365 Days of Positive Self-Talk for Finding Your Purpose. So for September 7th is day 251 of the year, 115 days left, 68.58% complete with 2024. So here's your passage for today. And think about this in the context of your purpose. Like, why are you here? What are you doing? And think about it in terms of neuroplasticity. We talk about that a lot. If you haven't heard that term before, please look it up. It's beautiful. It's neuroplasticity, neuroplasticity. That is the brain's ability to constantly rewire itself, constantly change its programs until the day that brain takes its last breath. Does the brain take a breath? I don't know, but until you take your last breath, you can rewire your brain and change it so that it can give it directions. This book is filled with positive self-talk that can help you to change your brain and the way you think about things, and to have positive self-talk rather than negative self-talk. So rather than being in lack, not being able to do something or have something or create something because of whatever reason, which is typically victimhood, meaning and I'm not saying you, I'm saying any of us, we're always blaming something else or something else rather than saying we can do this. We can do it. You can do it. We can all do it. I can do it. Anything that we put our minds to, we can do. That's just the way it goes. So here is your passage for today. I choose to create abundance in my life. Always healthy, always good, always more than I need, and always enough to share with others. With my attitude, the choices I make, and the actions I take, I create abundance in my life. Isn't that wonderful? Very, very powerful, very, very empowering. All of these passages are. And very specific, direct messages to your brain when it's repeated, because neuroplasticity, one of the rules is repetition. Intention is another one. Repetition is probably the most important, because the more it is repeated, the more it gets wired into the brain. When a brain first hears something, like when you're a baby and it hears something, then it's recorded. And then after that, when it's repeated, like you are a Catholic, and whatever it is, I was Catholic. That's all there was to it. Lenny was Catholic. I was a Catholic. I told everyone I was a Catholic. I heard, my parents told me I was Catholic. The religion, if you don't know what that is, can't assume anything, and so all of a sudden I was Catholic, and I, did my very best to believe as Catholics believe. It didn't really work for me, so I'm not Catholic any longer. But I grew up Catholic. My father was a deacon in the church, and my mom, till the day she died, was just very, very, very religious. Catholicism and all of that, very, very importante to her. So I grew up with all of that, and it was repeated, and pretty soon I was repeating it, saying, I'm Catholic. Yeah, what religion? Catholic. and I knew all the things and all of that. And that's a program. It was repeated, and it got wired into my brain. I have wired that, and now I have different programs because I definitely understand who and what I really am now, and my relationship with that entity that I call the one, or I call consciousness, or I call it a lot of things, mostly the one, but it's the higher power, any of that. So it's all programs. They're all programs. It's interesting how that works. So it's interesting how that gets wired into our brains, and we think we are something, and it's only because we start telling ourselves that we are that, because we heard it so often, and then it became wired, and we started repeating those messages. So that's how neuroplasticity works. And just like I am not a Catholic any longer, you can be not shy, or not, you can be wealthy rather than not having enough, or whatever it is. You can be strong. You could be super healthy rather than having poor health. Like it's all up to you. Whatever the program is, you can change it with neuroplasticity. So let's read that again, and we're talking. This is about abundance. So I choose to create abundance in my life. Always healthy, always good, always more than I need, and always enough to share with others. With my attitude, the choices I make, and the actions I take, I create abundance in my life. We're going to spin that around and make this about hearing our higher self say it to us. So I want it to say it to you in the second person, and think of it as your higher self, your higher self, telling you. You choose to create abundance in your life. Always healthy, always good, always more than you need, and always enough to share with others. With your attitude, the choices you make, and the actions you take, you create abundance in your life. Yep, your choices, your actions, that's how it works. I love you so very, very much. I believe in you. You can do this. You can do absolutely anything. You are absolutely amazing. You can create whatever it is that you want to do in your life. So have a blessed evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you're listening to this, and know that you are so loved, and as always, shining my light to brighten yours. We'll see you for tomorrow. Ciao.